All right, here we go. Salute to Knicks Nation on this Monday afternoon. We got another edition of KFTV's Court Vision. Here's where we break down the X's and O's as it relates to the orange and blue. Joining me today, returning to the show, he's our guy, Shax NBA. You can catch him on Twitter. You can catch his Substack as well. Shout out to our guy, Shax. How you doing, man? Hope you had a good weekend, man.
Yep. Hope you did too. I'm doing well.
Yeah, doing well, man. So Knicks will be in action tonight against the Miami Heat. Third matchup between these two teams in less than a month. And, Karl Anthony Towns talked about the fact that, look, this is kind of like a simulation playoff style where now we got to go out there and make our adjustments. You just played them on Friday. Here we come on Monday. And Karl Anthony Towns is a big factor in this one, man. 39 points for the Knicks, who are without OG Anunoby and Jalen Brunson. So what did you like about the ways that Mike Brown utilized Karl Anthony Towns in Friday night's win?
Yeah, so we're gonna go over it today. It's gonna be mostly from the post. I thought they did a really good job at sending help. I mean, the Heat did a good job at sending help, but also the Knicks did a good job at beating it. And this is like the first game they're running consistent help beaters for from the second quarter to the end.
Now, run. What does a help beater? Break that down for the people in the chat.
Yeah. All right. So we could first run this video first.
Okay.
Because this is where we're not going to see one. So you see that Cat's going to screen his man. You can pause it here.
Mm-hmm.
So Miami were playing a lot of small ball with Nikola Jovic at center, and the Knicks like to still switch on a different player, so they switched on Wiggins here, and you see that Miami currently has I think this is Fontecchio, Jovic at the top here, so Fontecchio can double this if he wanted to, and for the Knicks they're going to start beating that help. So in this specific video they do not send any help at all. And maybe a dig there and a dig there, but it wasn't like a full double yet.
Full double, right?
So Cat just spins, and then it's 2 points. So you can pause it.
Yeah.
So first, there wasn't any help, and you saw that there wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
So now Miami, they kind of need to send help, especially in this small ball lineup. So I believe we could go to
the next clip, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's get to the next one. There we go. So this is number 2. And are we sharing this? Let me just make sure that we're sharing number 2 here. So to everybody in the chat, hit the like button, hit the share button, subscribe to the channel. CP and Shax on the 1s and 2s. Let me get my intro off here. And let me make sure I load up number 2. Okay, here we go. Okay. All right, we got number 2 loaded here.
Mm-hmm. So this is you see how it's like the same alignment with at the top of the key and a handler right in the wing, and then 2 in the corner.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so they're going to be trying to attack this post from this like same alignment for quite a while. They do this a lot in this game, and it's not a specific play. It's more like a freelance. You could run it.
Okay.
So Miami has small ball right now. Jovic is on him. They assume a screen and then get him to the block. The Heat don't switch here, but they're still at the block with Cat. So he gets it. You can pause it. Saw how Yabusele cut through there.
Mm-hmm.
You could
rewind a little bit.
So he takes away that he takes away that help right here. So this is a help beater where he's taking away the high help, and now he's gonna push I believe this is Drew Smith coming off Clarkson. He's going to push him to double, and then that's going to cause Jaquez to pick between Bridges or Clarkson. At the end of this play, Clarkson hits a pretty tough shot, but this is honestly what you want to do with if you see the help that Miami's sending. So you want to cut out the high help first, and then when Miami bumps, as Jaquez did, you want to cut like Bridges did. So you see how Jaquez had two people guard. He was guarding.
Right.
There, we'll see open shots instead of the shot that Clarkson took. He ended up making it.
There you go. So in this situation, as you said, Yabusele's cut forces Drew Smith to dig in deep on Cat, which frees up Clarkson or Bridges, depending on where Jaime Jaquez decides to go.
Yeah.
So this was a good read by Cat, a good decision by Cat, getting it to Clarkson there for the 3. And as you said, Clarkson knocks down a tough shot there.
Yes. It's worth noting that Cat had 0 turnovers today, and they also had a 78% help rate on the help beater rate, which is the highest of the season. So that was pretty encouraging.
Wow. So now, as it relates to tonight now, I mean, because this is Miami sending a full-blown double here. So, I mean, what is could their adjustment look like in this situation? Is this, sending it earlier, forcing Cat to make a mistake, which he is prone to do? I mean, now, Friday night, he was great, but he is prone to those mistakes. What do you think Spoelstra's adjustment here could be for tonight?
I think instead of the high help, you could go from the beginning in the post.
Yeah.
Go from... Yeah.
Right here.
Go from the beginning where he's in the post, like right there.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think instead of the high help, he would send the baseline help instead. So Andrew Wiggins would instead pinch over. That's what I would think they would do. Instead of sending, he sent a lot of high help instead of the baseline help.
Got you. So you think this could be forcing him to make a cross-court pass, which could be erroneous, could be an airmail, or could get intercepted there.
I also think he's not as good as baseline help than high help either. So it's worth trying for them.
Nice. But again, either way, good read by the big bodega there and finding Clarkson for the 3. Okay, let's load up the next clip. Here we go. KFTV Court Vision, man. CP the franchise. We got Shax in the building here. Running through Phil, man. He does great work. Make sure you guys are following him on Twitter and subscribing to the Substack. We'll put the Substack in the video description as well as pin it to the chat. Salute to our franchise channel members as well. Fabian Aramaris, I see you in there. Christopher Blake, I see you. Salute to you guys on this Monday afternoon. Rambo from Tampa, Stevie Nicks, we see you as well. Okay, Shax, here we go. Play number 3.
Yep. So this is probably I think this is going to be the same hope beater we're going to see. You could play it.
Okay, there we go again. Yabusele makes his cut.
Oh, wait. I don't see the video.
Oh, sorry. Hang on. I had the wrong one up. That was my fault.
It's okay.
Let me get number 3 up here. Close this window. Here we go. Okay, that was my fault. Okay, here's number 3. I'll run it here.
Yep. So same screen. This time Miami's going to switch, and then you get Wiggins on the block, and now Yabusele cuts again. You see how help is coming late as Cat spins, so they weren't able to send that double either. This is a much better shot than the Clarkson one, where Cat just he spins on Wiggins, he overpowers him, and gets under him.
So this is Jovic. So it's Jovic that's late here on the help.
Well, this is a good example of like where the help beater truly helped.
Gotcha.
Like you see how he took away Fontecchio,
yes,
from the high help,
yes,
and then he pushed Jovic down.
Correct.
Yep.
Nice. So good job by Yabusele there. As you said, he clears out Fontecchio from potentially sending help, and Cat makes a quick move. He makes a quick move to the basket. He's got the smaller Andrew Wiggins on him, and so he goes straight to the rim, attacking the mismatch, and it'll be there for him. No Bam Adebayo in this game.
Yeah.
These opportunities will certainly be there for Karl Anthony Towns. Out of curiosity, do you know the numbers in terms of how much zone did the Heat run much zone on Friday night?
Yes. I'm expecting to see more, honestly.
Right. That's
they
what
only
I was
ran
wondering.
they only ran like 10% of zone.
Okay.
And the Knicks, they like obliterated it. Like they got great shots, like 1.37 expected points per possession.
Interesting.
So,
Did you ever track that for the first game, the first Miami game in Miami?
Yes. Miami did not run much zone in that game. No.
Okay, so that could be a wrinkle that we see tonight from Eric Spoelstra, a little bit more zone, as Shax says here. Okay, moving to clip number 4. All right, here we go. Let's cue up clip number 4. Salute to everybody in the chat. Rambo from Tampa says, I'm loving these breakdowns. Shout out to Rambo, man. Big time supporter of the show. He's tapping in on the lunchtime grind. Salute to Rambo. Okay, here we are. Getting some research done. Okay. All right, let me just make this a little bit bigger here. Okay, here we go. Number 4.
Okay. And you see the same alignment with where it's with where this time. This is a good place to pause it, actually. So I think that's good. So Yabusele is going to come out from this corner as he's been doing with Fontecchio on him. And then you can see where's about to like sit back a little more because he's going to be prepared for this post up on the block. But you also have Pat, that's like a great shooter, as you all know. And he's going to just like pretty much, I don't want to say pop it, but he's going to reject coming into this block here instead of posting up where. So you see where's like he's not really attached to him like he would normally.
Yeah.
And then Cat gets a great shot here.
So now this is just a decision by Cat in this read and react style to say, you know what, instead of me taking him to the low block, let me take advantage of him trying to cheat a little bit and step out. And against a guy like Khalil Ware, who's got a wingspan of about 9 feet, it's a good decision there by Karl Anthony Towns.
Yep. I'm not exactly sure how much Ware played, but I couldn't expect him to play more today. I mean, it was like really bad. The small ball was really bad for them in that game.
Yeah,
they played small ball quite a bit.
Let's take a look. You did mention Ware here. Let's take a look. Salute to everybody in the chat. Ware got 15 minutes. 15 minutes for Khalil Ware in this matchup here on Friday night.
Yeah, so I don't know how much they want to play him, but the small ball was not working.
Yeah, it's interesting, man. I thought he would have been way more impactful in his second year so far. I mean, I'm not sure if it's a lack of discipline, lack of physicality, but yeah, when I watched him at Summer League last year and, some of those early Miami games last season, I was like, man, you put him and Bam out there. That's a nightmare matchup defensively, like a little Twin Tower set there. But, only 15 minutes in this game.
He's got a lot of talent, but I remember coming into the draft, like, there's, like, motor problems.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, well, that's a huge reason why he dipped, right? And then he transferred. He went to Indiana, and so, yeah, we'll see. But not our problem. Okay, here we go. CP the franchise. We got Shax in the building. Here we go. Play number 5. Okay. All right.
So I believe we're going to see a different cut in this one, a different help beater instead of the strong side one. We might see the strong side one too.
Okay. Let me get it up here. Number 5, and turn the volume down so it's not going off. Okay, here we go.
So this is you pause. Where is on Yabusele here now? So that's a good point to point out because he could bring he's now the low man here. He could bring help. So you run it. Cat's gonna post up Jaquez, and then you could rewind it a little bit because you see how Jaquez fronts this post, and now he has Ware behind him.
Yeah.
So now it's Yabusele's. It's going to be up to Yabusele to make this cut here, to make himself available in this. You could almost call this like a zone a little bit. It's like a manufactured zone that he just made here.
Yeah.
With fronting this post and then Ware behind him. So Yabusele is going to like flash middle as you would in like a typical zone.
Yes.
And then the Knicks could play out of that. So Shamet gets pushed down to the corner, and then Clarkson can fill whatever space Shamet just left. This is a good process here. Ware does contest the shot, they miss it, but it's a good process. This play.
Yeah, and that's all off of Yabusele with the quick decision to come to the nail, fill the middle, which is a good way to bust the zone because from there you have options. Either you find your wings, you have Clarkson as he did, or maybe you try to find Towns there in the dunker spot if he becomes open. But all of this is off of Yabusele. So look, in a way where he may not be scoring as much, at least executing on some of these fundamentals will keep him playing in the game, especially without OG Anunoby in the lineup.
Yeah, and you saw he did a good job here on multiple possessions. So he's doing his job still.
Yeah, doing his job. Okay, good breakdown there by Shax. Let's pull up clip number 6. And this is all off of Karl Anthony Towns, man. This is all off of Karl Anthony Towns and the adjustments that the Heat defense are going to have to make here. Okay, here is number 6. Let's load it up here. All right, here we go.
So now, I believe they're going to be in this zone here, unless Ware is on Bridges in this little bit like a mismatch here. So you're going to screen, and then they're going to get it down to the block. So he's like pretty contained. Once again, hard flashes, as we saw before that Yabusele did. He ends up losing the ball, but it ends in the same way you would expect, pretty much.
Yeah.
Process wise.
With Hart making that read, flashing middle. And I think he does a good job of that, whether it's, running out of the short roll in a Brunson pick and roll or out of the zone. Hart to me, especially Friday night, to me, he was the point guard of the team on Friday night. But as you said, it's a broken play, but they're still able to execute it. Based on how
the process is still good. You just want to have every time down, you want to have a good process with your offense.
There you go.
You saw Clarkson in the corner there. He could have cut as well, the same as Yabusele did.
Let's run this back.
Yeah, right here. So it could be up to Clarkson or Hart who wants to flash to this middle if Kez fronts it like they did again. Yeah.
So is that? I mean, basically, to decide who's going to do that, is that coming down to good communication between Hart and Clarkson, or is it just given maybe Hart made the first move, so Clarkson kind of stayed where he was?
Yeah, I believe it's Hart making the first move to it. Whoever can get there quick enough. You only have so much time on this shot clock, so
right.
You want to move along.
True. Good points. Good points by you there. Okay, let's get clip number 7 in here, and we're going through the offensive sets, but we have some interesting defensive sets to talk about because the Knicks did run some zone, but we're going to get to that in a couple of plays. So to everybody in the chat, once again, hit the like button, hit the share button, subscribe to the channel. CP the Franchise and Shax in the building. Okay, let's get number 7 up here, and we will load that up. Okay, here we go.
All right, so this is a different alignment. You can pause it. They're in a zone here.
They're in a zone.
You can go back a little bit, just a little bit. So the Knicks are actually running a play here, like one of their plays that they run quite a bit, where this wing player from the opposite side is going to cut all the way to the corner, and they're going to run this empty pick and roll. It was supposed to be an empty pick and roll with Cat and Hart right here. But the pass is going to go straight to the block because.
Wait, say that last part one more time because your connection broke up a little bit.
Instead of Cat setting the ball screen, he's going to go straight to the block. You see how he does that, and then they're going to reverse the ball to Mikal, and they're going to get him the ball. So now they can just play out of this like they normally would, with the high helper here, and then Bridges is going to look to take, Hart takes him away that time. You could go back. Go back. So I was expecting Hart to cut, but Hart cuts here and still does the same thing as taking away the help.
Right.
And then Mikal gets an open 3. So you notice that there's multiple ways to beat help.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that Mikal has to cut or one of the weak side players has to cut. Like Hart could cut from here and take away Davion Mitchell.
Which to me is the best play because as you see, Davion Mitchell is really not paying much attention to Josh Hart. He's in the gaps there. And so for Josh Hart, again, look, he's been shooting the ball a lot better as of late, but if he's not there with the confidence, he doesn't want to take the shot, this is a way for a non-floor spacer to generate more space for the squad. And for Josh Hart, that's cutting. And so there you have it. You got a Mikal Bridges step in 3. Now, why do you think going back here, why do you think Cat chose not to set the screen in this empty side pick and roll?
Because they were in a zone.
Gotcha.
And I believe he wanted to get to the block here or to the middle, he ends up getting to the block, which
Gotcha.
is good. So in his zone, you kind of just want to fill in the space.
Find
You
the
want to fill
gaps.
in the empty spaces because we're gonna see with the Knicks' zone what Miami was doing, and yeah, how do they want to counter that?
There you go. So that's Cat finding the holes in the zone. Hart making the cut. Mikal Bridges
Yep.
ready for a catch and shoot three. Okay. All right, good stuff here, man. Moving and grooving here. That was clip number 7. And then we're going to get to clip number 8. We're on here with Shax. Knicks and Heat tipping off at 7:30 tonight. Game 3, big matchup. Let's see who blinks first in this one. Okay. All right, here we go. Let's roll it. Here we go.
So you're gonna switch here and Hart. You could pause it here. Like where is on Hart? So I expect to see this more tonight as well when Hart's on the floor because the Heat didn't start doing it until like I want to say the fourth quarter, third quarter, late third quarters, and by then it was like I don't know what you're doing because
Yeah.
the offense was like running on all cylinders for the Knicks. So this is encouraging. This play, I'm going to start out by saying that because I'm expecting to see more of this. You keep running, and then they bring the double. No one cuts here. You don't want this where there's no help beater,
Right.
and there's already a double being sent. So, Hart's gonna do the cutting as Jaquez moves out to Clarkson, and then Shamet could get like a
Shamet
spot
gets
up
a drive.
opportunity there.
Yeah. There you go. So in this instance here, they're able to force a switch. Cat gets the advantage here on Wiggins. Here comes Davion digging in. Ultimately commits to the double, and now now Cat has options here. You know, now Hawkins did commit over to Clarkson.
Yeah.
But then Hart makes that cut and gets it to Shamet, who gets a nice drive over Khalil Ware there. That was a confident layup there by Landry Shamet.
Yeah. Clarkson actually did a better job than I thought he did because he didn't just stay still. He ends up like you saw like moving near him, and then that caused Jaquez to bump, as I call it, like the next defender after the double bumps to the other one. So they bump over, and then Hart can cut.
Right, because now Khalil Ware
Yeah.
has to make sure that he's getting out there to Mikal Bridges.
And then Powell's like 2 for 1.
There you go. Right. Nice. Good job there. But again, good job by Cat making the right reads. Good job by Cat making the right reads. No turnovers.
Yeah, I get a little nervous when he gets into this corner.
I'm telling you, yeah.
After the ball.
It seems like it seems like trouble, but that was a good job by Cat, man.
Yep.
Terrence Cox questions says, why do we think Cat isn't establishing position deep in the post? Is it his coaches realize he isn't strong enough so they don't force him to, or what? What do you think about that?
Is he asking like in these plays specifically?
Yeah, Terrence, because I might have just caught the question a little bit late. Terrence, are you referring to this current clip that we're talking about, or was this a previous clip? Terrence, let us know in the chat. Salute to Christopher Blake once again. We'll wait for Terrence. I mean, have you noticed that in terms of his inability to get deep in the post?
Well, the Knicks aren't really helping him get deep. If they were helping him, they would be setting like cross screens and stuff like that to get him on the block with a little deeper. But right now they just have him setting screens, trying to get a mismatch and getting down there. So I don't know.
Yeah.
Could they help him? Yeah, they could. But I mean, right now it's been fine because Miami's still doubling the post up.
Right.
So.
Terrence says in general. He's saying in general.
Yeah, that would still be my answer mostly.
Yeah. Okay. All right, let's load up clip number 9 here. CP Shax, we cooking here. Court Vision. Let's go. Monday afternoon. Shout out to everybody in the grind. Salute to everybody watching on Facebook as well. All right, let's load up.
All right, so this is the last clip, right?
Yes, this is the last one. Last offense clip. Yep. All right, here we go.
All right, so this play is a little bit different. So we're gonna see that there's no one in the corner here. Mitchell is on bridges. They play catch a little bit with Cat, and then they're gonna switch. So when David switches on Cat, that's just uh, it's not it doesn't mean anything good for the Heat
Mm.
there, especially with also Ware is on Hearts though, which but he's not playing off him much in the same video.
Hmm.
So I don't know because this might be more of like Miami's mistake, not having Ware more protecting this middle instead of being out here on Hart. I think they'll change that tonight because look how high he is. He's like
Yeah, yeah,
almost like defending him from three,
right.
which is almost like defeating the purpose of having him play on Hart.
That's right.
Yeah. So anyway, Clarkson drives here. Davian Mitchell's now the low man. Norman Powell helps, and it's as Mike Brown calls it, a spray three to Landry Shamet.
Yeah, and that's a good job by Clarkson. You know,
Mm-hmm.
that's definitely a good job by Clarkson. Like I said, I always like the fact that he can get those paint touches. It's just finishing the play, you know, converting to those spray
Yep.
threes, or if he has something to finish at the rim, finishing at the rim. But I think Clarkson, by and large, he's heating up and playing well. He's definitely getting into a good groove with this squad. Now, how about the because Mitchell has to switch on the cap.
Mm-hmm.
Now, is that
Well,
because
yeah,
go
this
ahead?
is a good action here for um uh Bridges and Cat. They when they're playing catch here, and then Cat sets a really good screen on
Right,
this.
that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, so they kind of force that switch there. They don't. Miami doesn't really want to switch that.
That's right. That's a good seal by Cat there. So there you go. Even without the ball, Karl Anthony Towns making something happen for his guys, man.
Yep.
Big game by Cat on Friday. And Clarkson gets the drive and spray. Okay. All right, man. So those are some of the offensive sets. We'll see what Miami counters with tonight. You know, Spoelstra is going to have something dialed up here, and you know we'll see how the Big Bodega and the Knicks respond. Salute to everybody in the chat once again. Hit the like button, hit the share button, subscribe to the channel. We got CP and Shax in the building on this lunchtime grind. We hope everybody's enjoying their Monday so far. You know, sometimes people get the case of the Mondays, man. So that's why we are here to help you get through. Knicks and the Heat tipping off at 7:30 down at the Casilla Center. Let's hope the Knicks didn't go out last night, and hopefully they are focused and ready to take this game and have a little edge, have a little edge as it relates to the season series, man. Those things are important to me, especially the way that the Miami Heat are
Yeah.
playing. So before we get to the defensive sets, let me take a quick time out here and salute one of our sponsors of today's show, and that is DraftKings Sportsbook. All your favorite NBA players are back, and DraftKings Sportsbook, an official betting partner of the NBA, is the place to bet on NBA stars this season. New customers bet just $5 and get 3 months of NBA League Pass, plus score $300 if your bet wins, paid out in bonus bets. All you got to do is download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use the code KFTV. Bet $5 and you get the 3 months of League Pass plus $300 in bonus bets if your bet wins. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort, pass-through of per-wager tax may apply in Illinois. 21 plus age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Restrictions apply, and your bet must win to receive bonus bets, which expire in 7 days. Minimum odds required, and the NBA League Pass auto-renews until canceled. Additional terms at dkng.co/audio. And once again, this is a limited time offer. So as we said on this show, man, the Knicks are doing some different things under Mike Brown, both offensively and defensively, because I think it shocked a lot of Knicks fans to see against the Miami Heat, Mike Brown and the Knicks deploying a zone. We've been looking for this from the Tibbs days. We know this Knicks team isn't, the greatest as it relates to individual one-on-one defenders, So this was a necessary wrinkle. What'd you think about it when you saw it on Friday?
Yeah, I thought that they kind of needed to play it because they're getting cooked one-on-one against Miami. Their cutting was really good. Their driving was really good against their smaller guys like Shamit and Deuce, who are like going to be the front of this zone here. You're going to see. So they kind of needed this zone. You could pause it here. So what the zone is, it's going to be a 2-3 zone. So you have two players at the top and then three at the back line. The back line is going to be made up of mostly like your wing
Wings.
defenders of Bridges, Hart, and then your center here with Cat. And then you have the two guards of Shamit and McBride.
Okay.
So I want to just say that the whole point of the zone is that each player has a certain responsibility. They're no longer really like defending a single player. It's making it like different from man to man.
Mm-hmm.
So McBride's part of the zone is like this high wing here, and then Bridges' part is this corner. Hart's part is this corner, the opposite corner, and then Shamit, well, it looks like he's on the ball.
Yeah.
It's actually just taking someone in his zone.
Correct.
So we'll see in here that when Miami cuts, the Knicks don't react. You see Jaquez, he cuts. They're not gonna react to his cut. There's no one's gonna be guarding him. They're in a zone. It's no longer man to man. So and then I also want to point out that this cut here is it's a how do I say it? It's a common way to beat a zone.
Right.
I usually call this a flash.
Flash middle.
So yeah, Hawkeye splashes here. And I like this for Miami because they keep their corner shooters as well available
Mm-hmm.
instead of having one of their corners come in and flash. So they'll have Cat come up, and then Bridges have to take Ware down here, and then it opens up the corner.
Okay, so how would you evaluate this one here? Because this one ends up with a Norman Powell. It's a good three for him.
Mm-hmm.
So what did
There's
you
a lot
think?
of good shots for him lately.
Yeah. So what did you think here? Because the Knicks have been vulnerable, especially from the corners, and vulnerable from three. They've been a worse 3-point defense under Mike Brown so far than under Tibbs. So what did you think about this execution here?
So almost naturally, you're gonna get us some threes against the zone, which is I don't know, it's not really what you want, but it's also you're also taking away their drives too.
Right.
So ideally in the zone, you want to have great closeouts versus when you're stunting and then helping in man to man.
Great.
So instead of doing
great closeouts versus when you're, say that one more time. You broke up a little bit.
you want to have great closeouts versus when you're in man to man and you're stunting to the ball and then getting back. So in this zone, ideally, like you want to be able to contest shots still because they're not going to be coming off of drives anymore.
Right.
If you're playing a good zone. So that's part of the reason why the running zone. It's not just take away the drive. The actual drive itself is leading to a lot of these threes in man to man.
Right.
So it actually helps them a little bit more get out to shooters than they normally would. That's the hope.
Got it. Rather than committing and packing the paint on these drives, and then you have more ground and cover to close out on these shooters.
Yeah, and I said before. That being said, like Miami would still take a lot of threes because threes is kind of like they could beat the zone itself. If that makes any sense, because it could still beat the zone, but it'd still have a better chance of coming out to contest.
Yeah. Makes sense. All right, so we'll close this one out. We'll get. Oh, hang on one second. Hang on. So to everybody in the chat once again. Let me just reconfigure my screen here. All right, so to everybody in the chat, hang tight. Let me just configure here. KFTV Court Vision, man. We cooking here with Shax, breaking down film and taking a look at this Knicks zone. Okay, so here is zone clip number 2 that I'm about to load up, and we'll get Shax back on the screen. Okay, here's zone clip number 2. Got it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay. Pause. You can pause it. Yeah. So you see Yabuseli's now in. He's going to be the other wing on this other corner.
Mm-hmm.
The two guards going to be up top. So that's your basic formation. It's a 2-3 zone, exactly what it sounds like.
Mm-hmm.
And then you see Taka is going to flash again. He's going to take Cat from out of the middle here.
Mm-hmm.
You run it. So they're going to take away his drive, Yabuseli, and then McBride gets out. You see how they're able to contest the three pretty easily more than if they stunted and were in man-to-man.
There it
So
is.
that's ultimately a goal against 3-pointers, even if you're going to give up more of them.
Got it. And in this situation here, Cat, he's able to come up a little bit more where Hawkes is at in the nail because they have nobody in the dunker spot right now.
Yep. And then they're going to shut off this drive from Jovic against McBride, who typically would have gotten I don't want to say cooked again, but he would have gotten cooked again because of the height difference.
Yeah. And that's
and
another
they
thing.
help in there. Yeah, able to be there.
Yeah, and that's another thing with Miami, man. They got a lot of size, man. Between Hawkes, Jovic is like 6'10". Fontecchio is like 6'9". Larson. I mean, they got a lot of wings, man. They got a lot of wings. Wiggins.
Yep.
So, good adjustment there.
Yeah, and they all handle pretty good.
And they all handle well. They all handle well. All right, so that was clip. I did the same thing again. Hang tight. Hang tight. Let me get clip number 3 up here. And we cooking with Shax, man. Salute to everybody in the chat. Hit the like button, hit the share button, subscribe to the channel. If you guys are enjoying the show, man, let us know in the comments section. Demario Montague, salute CP. I really enjoy these breakdowns. Please keep them coming. Absolutely, man. So salute, man. Okay. All right, let's go back to it, and we'll get to zone clip number 3. Here we go. All right, we are going to play it. Don't.
So in this clip, we're going to see another weakness from the zone. It's going to be like offensive rebounding. But it starts out pretty good for the Knicks in terms of slowing down Miami's pace. You see that Mitchell and Powell are pretty hesitant at first to attack. And then Powell finally does. And then he kicks it to the corner. Hart's there. Rewind it just a bit because we want to focus on where.
Okay.
So rewind a little bit more. Yeah, right there. So you see how on the back line where and I believe he's playing with Jovic or
this looks like who is this here? That's Larson.
That's Larson.
Yeah.
Okay. So him and Larson are going to switch spots here, and what that does, it makes Cat pick up Larson. This is the weakness in the zone because in the zone you want to stay in your zone, right?
Right.
So Cat's zone he's going to stay here, and in Bridges' zone he's going to stay here as well. But Larson and Ware switching now, Miami's going to make Bridges defend Ware. And when I mean defend him, I mean defend him on the glass
on the glass.
So you see the shot goes up. Where's there? Yeah.
So that gives up a second chance point to Miami, something that we could see tonight should the Knicks opt to go back into this zone. Gets the Knicks some second chance opportunities. And, hey, Ware ends it with a dunk, but, hey, that could be a kick out for a 3. And that could hurt. And what else from this clip did you see?
Well, I thought the kick out and the closeout were actually good. So, and then to have Cat bring the help after the initial closeout. So this is good, actually, in my opinion. Like, Hart's there and then Cat's there to help. Bridges just has to really box out Where he has to honestly box him out before the shot even goes up. Which is that's what most you have to do. There were actually a few possessions where they did that right. I'm not sure if I'm gonna show them here. I believe there's one.
One more time on that comment. The kind of broke up.
Oh, yeah. There were a few possessions where they were able to like shove Ware under the basket
Yes.
before the rebound. So that's honestly what you have to do here. Like Bridges has good position, honestly. He just Bridges is able to like move him out of the way.
Right. He gets a putback slam. Okay.
Mhm.
All right. So that was zone clip number 3. Let's bust out number 4 here. And we'll keep it
Mhm.
going, man. Great show so far. So it's everybody in the chat. People are digging it, no doubt. All right, let's go. Zone number, I said 4, right? I think I said 4.
Mhm.
4. Okay, here we go. Here's zone number 4. Here we go.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite zones that we saw on defense. So you can pause it right yeah, yeah. So we're gonna see like multiple drives taken away in this zone, which is exactly what the Knicks want to do in this one. Instead of cat down low, I'm not sure if this was like a transition mismatch here.
Mm.
They ended up with cat in the corner with Powell. Okay, so one drive is taken away
Mm-hmm.
there. They're gonna reverse the ball. Another drive. I'm gonna count that as another drive taken away from Larson. You could
Mm.
go. You could go back a little bit more. I'm gonna count this as another drive taken away because he's done. He tries to drive. It looks like,
Yeah,
and then he ends up in some McBride zone and Hart's there to meet him. And then you see that Miami cuts, and then that's not going to remove Shamit though, as it normally would
right.
in a man-to-man situation. So they stay in their 2-3, and they're able to get a force. They're able to force a tough shot.
First, a tough
Oh
shot on Powell. Yep.
yeah, that was the. This is the video where Bridges was the good shot on the rebound too. If we focus in on Bridges at the end of this play, so you see that Bridges is gonna like shove him under here as the ball goes up.
And gets him under the basket and pretty much
Yep.
out of the play. It's a good job by Mikal Bridges.
So you're gonna have to see more of that in these zone situations because the center will be less accounted for in on zone plays.
There you go. So it's good attention to detail there by Mikal. All right, so that was the Knicks there in that 2-3 zone. It's a new day, man. It is absolutely a new day. Okay, let's take a look at zone clip number 5. Here we go. Let's load it up here. Okay. Boom, here we go. And there we go.
Okay. Mhm. So this one we're gonna see a lot of the cuts just not do anything. So we saw you could rewind a little bit because already there was a little bit of an action.
So I'm just looking here because we end up with 3 guys up here. We end up with Clarkson,
Yeah.
Shamit, and Hart.
Yeah, you could go back a little bit though,
Yeah.
because I'm going to show you why. Um, because Hawkes throws this ball to I don't know, I don't even know
I
who
think
this
that's
is.
Larson. I think that's Larson.
Okay, and he cuts through here. So and then Mikel, who is already down here, takes him immediately. So this is like it's still a 3. It's still a 2-3, but it's a little bit bent up
Okay.
because of the initial action. And you saw how Miami's cutting and they're getting nowhere.
Right.
They're not really opening up drives or anything, and you end up turning over the ball. I think there's a specific cut in here where it would usually open up. Yeah, right there. You go back.
Go back. Okay.
Yeah, this cut by Smith here, it would usually open up a driving lane, but it doesn't here. So you see how he cuts. Usually the man would go with him, but now that Hart's in the zone, he's just going to stay in his zone.
Stay there.
And Clarkson's going to defend the handler. Sham's going to stunt, and then make Hart's there to
Scoop it
take
up.
the turnover.
There we go.
Mhm.
Christopher Blake says 3-2 with a trap.
3-2. 3-2 would be 3 high and then 2 behind.
Right. I think that's what he was thinking when he saw this alignment here.
This one is still 2-3.
Still 2-3.
It was just bent because of Hawk has a side handoff with Larson.
Got you.
Mm-hmm.
And what were the numbers on the zone for the Knicks in this game?
Uh, 0.99 points per possession on 26 plays.
26 plays. 26
Yep.
plays. That was the most all season, correct?
Yeah, that's the most all season by far.
By far.
It's also the most in the last 4 to 5 years.
Yeah, absolutely. I couldn't tell. I couldn't tell you what I saw that legitimately, man.
Hmm.
Really couldn't.
Yeah.
But for this team, hey, obviously you can't stand in the zone for too long. But if it's a way to
Yep.
disrupt some rhythm, especially with the way, I mean, Miami's pace is crazy, man.
Yep. To add like context to that, like 0.99 points per possession is actually really, really good in this game
Yeah,
because of what Miami was doing.
yeah. There you go. So we'll see how if the Knicks bring that back and how Miami responds. But 2-3 zone for Mike Brown and the Knickerbockers. What else are you thinking about as it relates to this game?
Well, I'm just kind of bummed out that OG's not going to get to play in this zone because he would have been like creating havoc as one of these wings back here.
Yeah,
Like that would have been fun to watch with him, like in Mitchell Robinson, even Cat, like another tall player with him would have been good.
yeah. It's
In terms
unfortunate.
of this game tonight, the Knicks shot like extraordinarily well last game,
Mm,
so I don't know. It's tough to say that they could replicate that again because that's some of the best shooting they've done all season.
right.
And yeah, they're just gonna need a lot of players to step up like they did.
Yeah. One of the things I talked about, especially with Shamit, like, yeah, the 3-point shooting was great, but just having another person to attack the basket and
Yeah.
finish. To me, that's always refreshing with the Knicks, especially when you lose OG, you lose Captain Clutch, Jalen Brunson. Like, more guys putting pressure on the rim because, yeah, it was
Hmm.
nice to see Cat, knocking down 40-footers. That was fantastic. And it was nice to see him, operating out of that low post. But
Yep.
just to have someone in that guard spot be able to get to the rim with
Hmm.
aggression, because we know guys like, Deuce is not going to do that consistently. Clarkson here and there, depending on how he finishes. Hart,
Hmm.
especially in transition, but, Shamit, I thought that was a good adjustment by him as well.
Yeah, he started dribbling a lot more. He was like actually like isolating guys. It was crazy to watch.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, Another stat that stood out after that game was Clarkson, McBride, and Cat combining for 0 turnovers. I thought that
Zero
was like pretty
turnovers.
incredible with
Yeah.
no Jalen Brunson, and then they had to take on the ball handling. They had to take on the ball handling, and as you saw, like Cat in the post for a lot of this game. So that was pretty impressive to have 0 turnovers with those guys picking up the slack.
Yeah, I'm sure Eric Spoelstra is going to be so impressed. He's going to call his team out in film. And you can expect a very aggressive
Yep.
Miami Heat team tonight. They're going to try to get the
Yep.
ball out of Carl's hands. They're going to, make the Knicks pay for not having Brunson or a ball handler out there. So let's see how they
Hmm.
adjust. We could definitely expect their defensive pressure and intensity to be ratcheted up. No question about it, man.
Hmm. Yep. I think there's a chance that the Knicks start Hart tonight.
Mm.
I don't want to say it's definite, but because they like him on the bench, but I think there's a chance because they need the size with OG out. I'm not
Yeah, it's
100% on
like,
that.
right. It's like, are they going to go with Deuce and Shamit in that lineup? You might have to go
Mm,
with Hart.
yeah.
You might have to go with Hart there. That's a good point by you, man. What do you guys think in the chat? Who should the Knicks start tonight with no OG? Do you go with Hart so you get some more? Because OG, we talk about his points, but there's 6 boards a game.
Hmm.
You're losing rebounds by a ton if you're just going to put Deuce and Shamit out there. So, yeah, I think that's definitely an interesting one to think about. Does he go a little bit bigger here with Hart in the starting lineup? You get your playmaker, you get your rebounder, hostile territory on the road.
Yep.
I like that.
This is also just such a fun team to face, I feel like, the Heat,
Yeah,
because they're bringing out new stuff. They brought out the small ball, they're bringing out the zone defense. Like
yeah.
when I was like tracking this stuff, I had to like put in new data. I had to put in new data collection for it.
Yeah, Spoelstra is not playing around, bro. That's why he's one of
Yep.
the greatest coaches of all time. No question about it. He made his adjustments, and he's building a team that kind of fits that style. So shout out to Eric Spoelstra. Shout out to Shaq. Everybody in the chat, hit the like button, hit the share button, subscribe to the channel. Before we wrap, man, I want to shout out one of our sponsors of today's show, and that is Wayfair, man. Listen, the holidays have pulled up on us like a fast break. 1 minute it's Halloween. Next thing you know, family's coming over. The tree's got to go up. Gifts got to get wrapped, the whole nine. We've already skipped Thanksgiving, right? You look around, we're already in Christmas mode. So if your house is like mine, you're probably looking around like, yeah, you know, this needs help. This needs a little updating. And if you got a lady, forget about it, man. You're already committed to the upgrades and the decorations. But that's why I've been rocking with Wayfair, because they've been coming through in the clutch. I just grabbed a brand new set of bedding for my guest room and a nice little accent lamp. And last summer, I got my patio furniture and my girl from Wayfair. So that's the thing about Wayfair, man. A huge selection, clean, modern looking, and fits the vibe. And Wayfair is the perfect spot for holiday gifts, man. No matter your style, no matter your budget, they got something for everybody. All right, so once again, go to wayfair.com and shop the holiday sale. You see they have a 70% off Black Friday deals. Fast and free shipping and convenient shipping, even with the big items. So you don't have to worry about all of that when you purchase. You can rest assured that Wayfair will be taking care of you. So get last-minute hosting essentials, gifts for all your loved ones, and decor to celebrate the holidays for way less. Head to wayfair.com right now to shop all things home. All things home. That's WAYFAIR.com. Wayfair, every style, every home. All right, there it is, man. Shax, what do you got cooking on the Shax Substack, man? What do you got cooking on the Substack, bro?
Yeah, so after they play Miami tonight, I'm expecting to make almost a guideline book for the Heat.
Okay.
Because we've seen them in 3 matches already. I have a lot of data for them, and I'm just gonna put it all together into one Substack page. So if you want to see that'll be pretty cool. I think it'll be there.
Okay, cool. I'm putting your Twitter link in the chat right now so that the chat can find you. Make sure you guys are following Shaq. Make sure you subscribe to his Substack. This kid is doing great work here, and we're breaking it all down. So you guys see it. He laid out the blueprint for you. Let's take a look and see how these two teams adjust in Game 3 of a big matchup between the Knicks and the Heat. 7:30 tonight, Casilla Center, MSG. After the game, you know where to find us, man. Number one show for the fans, by the fans. Post-game live. We'll be breaking it all down. Highlights, analysis, locker room sound bites, the whole 9 yards. So we will see you guys tonight. Shax, great job, man. Great job. Remember one thing, man. Like, share, and subscribe. Follow Shax, and we'll see you guys tonight. Great show, everybody. Peace.